Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Naomi Osaka's shocking US Open revelation, her emotional journey 2 years after Coco Gauff. The lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium have always told the truth. They expose fear. They magnify courage. They remember everything. On a warm New York night, 2 years after Coco Gauff danced beneath those lights and lifted her first US Open trophy, Naomi Osaka walked back onto the same court. Not as a defending champion, not as a favorite, but as a woman carrying a story she had never fully told. What followed wasn't just tennis. It was a revelation. The ghost of Ashe Stadium. Arthur Ashe Stadium had once been Naomi Osaka's kingdom. It was here she stunned the world as a teenager. Here she faced Serena Williams in a final that shook tennis culture forever. Here she became a global icon almost overnight. But it was also here that pressure became overwhelming. Expectations grew louder. Cameras lingered longer. Every silence was interpreted. Every word dissected. For years, Naomi stepped away from the stage, not because she lacked talent, but because she needed space to survive. And now, in 2025, she was back, not chasing history, not chasing rankings, chasing understanding. 2 years after Coco Gauff changed the narrative. Coco Gauff's US Open victory 2 years earlier didn't just crown a champion. It symbolized a generational shift, the fearless confidence, the emotional openness, the unapologetic joy. Watching from afar, Naomi felt something complicated: pride, relief, and an unexpected ache. Because Coco represented what Naomi once was, and what she had been afraid she might never be again. The revelation no one expected. It happened quietly. After a second-round win that drew polite applause rather than thunderous roars, Naomi sat at the press conference table. The questions came predictably. Fitness, form, expectations. Then she paused. And instead of answering the questions she was asked, she spoke the truth she had carried for years. 2 years ago, when Coco won here, I cried, not because I was sad, but because I realized I had been running from something I still loved. The room froze. Cameras clicked. No one interrupted, admitting the fear. Naomi didn't speak like an athlete managing headlines. She spoke like a person finally setting down a weight. She admitted that returning to US Open terrified her. Not the opponents, not the crowd, but the memories, the expectations that once suffocated her. The feeling that she had to represent more than herself. The belief that stepping away meant letting people down. For a long time, she said softly, I thought loving tennis meant sacrificing myself. That sentence traveled faster than any highlight reel. Coco Gauff, a mirror, not a rival. Naomi made it clear this was never about rivalry. Coco Gauff wasn't a replacement. She was her reminder. Watching Coco celebrate in 2023 had unlocked something Naomi didn't expect. Permission. Permission to be imperfect. Permission to evolve. Permission to come back without pretending nothing had changed. She showed me, Naomi admitted, that joy doesn't make you weak. It makes you free. The emotional return. Every match Naomi played, that US Open carried a different energy. She smiled more. She spoke to herself less harshly. She accepted mistakes without spiraling. Wins felt lighter. Losses felt survivable. When she eventually bowed out of the tournament, there were no tears, no apologies, only gratitude. I didn't come here to prove I'm the same player, she said. I came to prove I can still be me. The crowd saw it too. New York noticed. This wasn't the Naomi Osaka they remembered. The stoic powerhouse crushing serves with clenched jaws. This was someone gentler, braver, more human. The applause grew warmer. The cheers more personal. The connection deeper. For the first time, Naomi wasn't fighting the spotlight. She was sharing it. A quiet conversation between generations. Though they never shared the court that year, Naomi and Coco crossed paths in the locker room hallway. No cameras. No microphones. Just a hug. Later, Naomi revealed, I told her thank you. She looked confused. But she changed my life without knowing it. Coco, still rising, still glowing, simply smiled. That moment, unseen by the public, felt more powerful than any final. Redefining success. Naomi's revelation wasn't about trophies. It was about redefining what success looks like when survival becomes a priority. She spoke openly about therapy, about boundaries, about learning that walking away isn't quitting. It's choosing yourself. In a sport that once demanded silence, Naomi spoke clarity into existence. Why this moment mattered more than a title. In a results-driven world, Naomi Osaka's U.S. Open story stood out because it wasn't about winning. It was about returning on your own terms. She didn't erase her past struggles. She integrated them. She owned them. And in doing so, she gave countless athletes and fans permission to do the same. The legacy beyond the court. 2 years after Coco Gauff lifted the trophy, Naomi Osaka offered something equally powerful: honesty. She showed that champions don't disappear, they transform. That strength can be quiet. That courage sometimes looks like showing up without guarantees. Her revelation didn't shock because it was dramatic. It shocked because it was true. Final reflection. Arthur Ashe Stadium has seen champions rise and fall. But that night, it witnessed something rarer. A woman returning not to reclaim glory, but to reclaim herself. And as the lights dimmed, one truth lingered heavier than any scoreboard. Coco Gauff may have symbolized the future of tennis, but Naomi Osaka reminded the world that healing is its own victory. Sometimes, the bravest comeback isn't about winning again. It's about daring to feel again. Tennis Sparkles, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.